Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Beyond the Gates Season 2, Episode 103. Now, before we begin, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. All right, so we start the episode off with Vanessa at Joey's house, and she is, worried about Joey or whatever. So she calls Dani over, tells her that she needs her. Dani gets to Joey's, and Vanessa tells her that she's worried about Joey or whatever, and that he has like a big meeting coming up. He has a big meeting with some unsavory people, and she's worried or whatever. So she tells Dani, oh no, Dani is glad. Oh, sorry. She tells her that he's meeting with somebody and he didn't want her there and to keep her out of it. So Dani is glad that he's looking out for her safety. Vanessa says that they are partners. Dani says romantically, yes, but professionally, I thought you only handled heart attacks and some real estate. Vanessa tells her that she's been asking Joey to make them equal partners across the board. And Dani asks if she knows all that Joey does, and maybe she needs to think about why Joey is trying to shield her from that. Vanessa wants to change the subject, so they start talking about Dani's place, and they start talking about Joey's place, and Dani is shocked by what it looks like. She thought it was something else or whatever. So they start talking about how what's her name? Vanessa has stuff there, and she has she has a drawer and she has room in the closet or whatever. So Vanessa gives her a tour, and then and they talk about, how the house is beautiful. The kitchen is immaculate, and that's the only place that Vanessa doesn't go. Then they start talking about, they start saying Vanessa says something to the effect of that people called Joey something. And Dani is just like, who's people? And she was just like, Vanessa was like, his friends. And so Dani is just like, well, what friends? Like, who are his friends? Vanessa wants to know why she's asking these questions. Dani tells her that there's only one photo in this place, and it's of her and Joey. There's nothing personal here. There are no family photos. Vanessa says that he has a complicated relationship with his family, and he likes to play his cards close to his vest. Dani understands, given his profession, and it's hard living with your guard up. Vanessa says he plays it well. Dani asks her, what about you, and how are you going to integrate Joey's lifestyle into Joey's lifestyle with the people that you love? Vanessa wants to know, what do you mean by that? She says, Dani says Deanna and Donnell, they're not going to be at Banneker forever. What if they want to move home? Is she inviting danger to their doorstep? um I'm sorry, inviting if let me say that again. Dani says Deanna and Donnell, and they're not going to be living at Banneker forever. What if they want to come home? Just because you like to invite danger to your doorstep, that means that it's going to be arriving at their doorstep too. Vanessa wants to know why she can't keep her love life separate from her parenting. And it's because, girl, you keep saying that you want to be integrated. I can't say the word, y'all, but y'all know what I mean. You want to be enmeshed in his life, in every aspect of his life. That's why you can't keep them separate. Because if you want to get yourself enmeshed in his life, that means that you're like, you parenting your kids is also going to be enmeshed in his life. Like, he don't have kids and he don't want kids, yet you are hoping that he will treat your children as if they were his kids. So, ma'am. So Dani asked her what happened. Dani says, don't forget the last time that um the last time that you decided to let your that you wanted to play between worlds. Vanessa says, don't bring Doug into this. and tells her, I didn't call her for this. I didn't call you for this. Dani tells her she's her friend and she isn't judging her. She's made her fair share of panic decisions, and she says she wouldn't be there if Vanessa didn't call her panicked about Joey being at a meeting and that she's scared. She doesn't question if they love each other anymore, but when is she going to take the stakes of their relationship with the seriousness that it demands? Vanessa understands the risk, and Dani asks, what about the twins? And if they want to visit her at this place, will they be, uh, with the if they want to visit her at this place and they see the bodyguards, and they would be worried about everyone's safety. Vanessa tells her she needs to leave. She knows she has good intentions, but she has to go. Dani leaves and she hopes everything's okay. She tells her, let me know when he gets back and so I can know that everything's okay. So we see Joey and Randy. They are at the casino. Randy lets him know that Vanessa's okay. They hear the knock at the door. The lady comes in and he tells her you. He tells Randy that he can leave. It's cool. Joey then talks to the woman and wants to know why the Impaler sent her and tries to figure out her role in the Impaler's organization. We then find out that the woman is Heather, his sister. So they catch up on life, and we find out that this is when we find out that Joey doesn't have any kids, which again I thought he did, but apparently he didn't. And he says he doesn't want to get married again. um she asked him about this, if he has any special ladies in his life, and she says, I feel like he tells her, I feel like you already know all of this, and he wants to know about her. She tells him that she lives in London, and um he hopes that she had a nice normal life. She wants to she tells him that she wasn't going to live a boring life. They talk about the Impaler, and she lets him know that she's the Impaler. He laughs in her face and he doesn't believe her, and then she starts talking to him again. He finally believes her. She asks sorry he finally believes her. They start talking about their father and how awful he was, but she learned everything from them. He says, don't compare me to them. They talk about the messages that he's been sending, that he sent the Impaler to close up shop. She tells him that the ring isn't in the DMV anymore, but she wants to offer him a partnership so that they can work together. He said he's good on that. He likes what he's doing. She says, okay. He's shocked, and she says she heard him, and she goes to leave. He tells her to keep in touch this time. She understands. We see him back at the condo or wherever they live or whatever. She was worried. Let's see. She asked him how the meeting was. He tells her that Heather showed up and that he canceled. He tells her that Heather showed up and she thinks that he canceled the meeting. Vanessa's worried that the Impaler will be upset about it. He eases her mind. She wants to know what it was like seeing his sister. He tells her he tells her a little bit about her. He tells her that she lives in London and she got her own organization. He wants to know if it's legal. She wants to know if it's legal. He says they didn't get into all of that. Vanessa's happy for him, but wants to know what she wants from him. And Joey's just like, they'll find out sooner or later. We see Andre. He is at the hospital. He's looking for Ted to check in with him before the fundraiser. He's in a good mood, and it's because of Shanice. They go to his office. They talk about him and Shanice and how she's his future. Then they talk about Dani and Andre and how they built something special with her and the girls, and how he's going to show her every day how blessed he is to have her in his life. Dani comes to the office looking for Andre. She wants to do lunch. It's going to be the two of them. Ted wants to talk to her for a second. He lets her know that he'll be bringing Shanice to the fundraiser and hopes that it'll be okay with Nicole, because she's been acting weird and he's been reaching out to her, but she hasn't returned his call. And Dani tells him that everything is okay. Everything is all good. We see Eva and Izaiah. They're at her place and they meet up. They're making out on the couch, and he has to go because he has to meet Jacob. She wants to know. She asks him what he's going to wear to the fundraiser. She's anxious about it, and him being around the whole family. And it's normally easy when it's just them, but when it's with a whole bunch of people, she doesn't. She feels like an outsider, or whatever. And he, gives her a little pep talk. He leaves. We see Leslie. She's at the club. She's eavesdropping on the party planner talking about the fundraiser and who's all going to be there. So she runs to Eva's and tells Eva to get on the guest list and add her as a plus one. Eva tells her she's already on the list and she's already on the plus one. Leslie tries to talk Eva into bringing her, and like low key try to guilt trips her, but Eva won't budge and wants to know why she wants to be there so bad. Leslie makes up an excuse, but Eva isn't buying it. She asks Leslie to give a policy of Martin's that she's in favor of and why she's in favor of it. But and she'll see if she'll let her come. Leslie can't come up with anything. Eva calls her out on it. Eva tells her she just wants to go so she can work the room and see who she can use, just like she's trying to use her now to barge into a place she wasn't invited in. Leslie says she doesn't have any beef with Martin and he went out of his way to include her in the family, unlike Kat. And she says all these nasty things about Kat. Eva says, and there it is, honey for dad and all the smoke for Kat. What is she going to do if Kat looks at her the wrong way and she causes a scene? Or if she throws herself at Ted and embarrasses her. Leslie says fine, and she goes to leave. Eva apologizes and says don't leave upset. Leslie says she isn't and tells her to get back to work and to have fun tomorrow night. We see Izaiah and Jacob. They are at Uptown, and Izaiah wanted to check on him. Jacob tells him that he's focused on getting the Impaler, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the award. They talk about Derek and their relationships. Izaiah understands why he's messed up right now, but he hopes he can find peace and that there are people that care about him. And lets him know that Naomi is special. Jacob asked how Eva felt about the Hawthorne gathering or whatever. He makes a dig at Izaiah makes a dig at Darlene being nice for the moment, but she gonna change or whatever. Jacob says she came around to she came around to Naomi, and Izaiah says that's because she's a Dupree and her name carries weight. Eva is Leslie Thomas's daughter, and she's notorious for different reasons. And Jacob is just like, trust me, I know. And Izaiah says people like Darlene and Kat will never see Eva for who she is outside of her mom. Jacob says, well, can you blame them? It's hard to separate people from the company that you keep. Your mom may be judging Eva for who her mama is, but she does have a good right to do that because, again, your mom knows inside information on this situation because your mom is married to Elon and they were actively investigating Leslie. So, whatever. Kat is blaming Eva for the things that Eva did to her, not because she's Leslie Thomas's daughter. I need Izaiah to quit saying that Kat is blaming Eva for being for the decisions that Leslie made. It was the decisions that Eva made, not Leslie. So I need him to stop saying that. I need him to remember what she did to him. I don't care if they want to say that they were on a break. That was still her sister's ex that she slept with. That was a decision that Eva made on her own to sleep with her sister's boyfriend slash ex. That had nothing to do with Leslie, but I digress. So, Jacob again says, can you blame them with the company? It's hard to separate people from the company that they keep. Izaiah says Leslie isn't her company, that's her mom. And even though Eva isn't under her thumb anymore, she still is. No, even though Eva was under her thumb when they got to town, she isn't anymore, but she still is. Izaiah talks about how good of a person Eva is, and he hates that folks make her feel a way, and she is the brightest thing, makes her feel less than, and she is the brightest thing in his life. Jacob gets it and tells him to keep the door open for their mom, and if she wants to meet them halfway, and if she doesn't, then to focus on their happiness. Jacob gets a text and he has to leave. So we see Izaiah back at Isaiah is back at what's it called? He's back at the house at Eva's place or whatever, and he asked her, she asked him about the lunch, and he tells her, and she tells him about Leslie coming over or whatever. Um, he tells her that it won't be easy to crash the event, and Eva tells her that she figures, but Leslie you never know. We then see Leslie. She starts talking to the party planner, and she's trying to find out a way, or she's trying to find out how to get into the event, and the lady tells her everything that she needs to know. Child, I don't understand why these people don't shut up, but whatever. But yeah, that was the episode. Not a lot happened. Again, we about to get into the nitty gritty of it all. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. Get down in the comments, tell me what you guys thought of this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.